Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, Bill, obviously this is a huge shock. How long have you known that this day was coming?
Well, after BYU, it starts hurting down the front of my leg. But I've dealt with back pain for, my whole life. I'd had shots. When the shots quit touching it, I really started thinking, okay, I've got a serious problem here, and spring was really tough. But like I said, this is something I've dealt with for years, and I really felt like I could, maybe get through it. So that's when I really started going and trying to find the best of the best to tell me how to fix it. And, when every one of them says fusion, I know the downtime, I know that the bones have to heal around the metal and all the above. And it's really that kind of probably heard my last, from talking from Texas to, spine surgeons in Texas to California to our guys here. And I think when I finally came to the realization at the 1st of June that there's really not much choice but fusion, then it was, okay, can I survive without doing that through this season? And really during the camp time, as I talked to players who wanted to sit there and talk to them, I'm either having to ride in a golf cart or I'm having to take a knee. And that's just to talk to the kids that came to my camp. It was, I just can't do my job. I've hardly been out on the field in June. We had 7-on-7 the last 2 nights. I was out there probably 15 minutes. And I just know I couldn't do my job, and it's, not the way I do it, not the way my guys need. And I know I've got to get something done to do what I need to do and be the coach that I've always been, or even close. So it's really been a long time coming, but I really just kind of got to this decision, really even as late as last night. I've really thought about doing the surgery even as about a week ago and just see where I was at, just try it. But I know what the downtime is. I feel like we're in good, we got our staff is ready to go. Our players in good shape. I think we got a good team, and I just want the best for them. As I told them today, I'm going to be around. I'm going to be close. I just won't be out on that field with them.
So in best case scenario, what is that downtime? What have they told you?
I've heard all kind of different things. I mean, I know the bones don't totally heal together for 6 months, and that's kind of what I've kind of used that as my, all right, if I'm down for a couple months off my feet, what does that do? What does that do to the team, me not being around? And I think then it becomes a distraction. And so I'm hoping to be okay by December. I mean, that's kind of my goal. But, I don't know. I've never gone through it, the previous surgery I had was a discectomy, and that was in 97. That was a simple procedure, which is, I think probably led to where I am now. But it was what I had to do at that time.
And I guess just lastly, how did you injure it initially?
I hurt it squatting in high school back in 83. And I think I had some narrowing of the spine and some other things that were going along with that. But that's how I originally hurt it. I cracked I think it's the pars joint. I'm not a doctor, but I feel like I am now. And the disc gets removed, so now the vertebrae are sitting on top of each other, and just that nerve coming out of down into my right leg is just being pinched off.
We'll go to Chris Vanini and then Lyndon Blake.
Yeah, Bill, just kind of curious, as you think about kind of the legacy that you've left at UAB and how far things have come and how much you went through to get the program to where it is now, just kind of how do you look back at everything you went through here?
Yeah, it's unreal. I mean, I've said this many times, this is family to me. This is my players, my coaches, the city. It is family, and that's how we built this thing is together. To see, as I look out my window here, I see the parking lot where my building used to be. As I say, the worst football building in America, and to see where we are now, we've got the new stadium, which was a huge goal of mine and all of ours. And we're going to the new conference. We got everything in front of us. I'm just proud to have been part of it, and proud to see where we are now, where we've come from. It's really unbelievable.
Lyndon Blake, then Evan Dudley.
Hey, Coach. I just want to know how you told the team and how they took it.
Yeah, it was hard. I think they handled it as well as possible. And the message is our staff is here. They're going to keep doing what they've been doing. We've been a family, and I think that's how and I'm not saying there's not other teams like that, but we've truly built this on family. I mean, the staff has been with me. That tons of them played for me. I said, we've just got to lean on each other, and this is a health issue for me, but nothing changes. We got our staff here. You've had a great summer. Practice schedules are ready, all the above. Let's just get ready to go and let's get ready to go win. And I think they handled that. They've been coming by to see me. And, it's not like I'm leaving for another job or leaving town. So I'm going to be around as much as I can. I think they handled it. I think they handled it as well as they could.
Evan Dudley, then Dan Harrelson. Evan, you're muted.
Okay, sorry. I thought I went on mute. It was obviously a very hard decision to make. But, having this, the program into a new conference, the new stadium, everything that you've been able to accomplish throughout these, 8 years, almost 9 years, do you feel like, maybe this, the decision, while hard, may have been somewhat easier, quantifying what y'all been able to do successfully as a program and leave it, in a good state?
I will say that a hard decision was made easier by the fact I feel like we are headed in the complete right direction. And I know my staff, I know these players, we got a veteran group. I do feel good about that. And I feel like we're as good as I can feel, and there's never a good time to leave. But I do feel like we've got our program headed where it needs to be headed, and really proud of that. Thank you.
Dan Harrelson and Chris Brees.
Coach, you have accomplished quite a few things, a lot of things since 2014, since you became head coach at UAB. Do you have a favorite memory from that time, championship or just coming back? And have you had time to kind of sit back and reflect on all the success that you've had, not only as a team, but just as a program and the city and everything?
Gosh, there's so many. I mean, I even go back to 14, the Troy win, but I think since the return, running out on the field, the first game, the great crowd, the championship in 18, the COVID year in 20, Rice and then Marshall when we were down players. And now, of course, the BYU game is going to be there. But there's so many memories of just people that stepped up and fought for us and believed in us. And I'll say this, I mean, this is really a non-football moment, but going to that Garth Brooks concert the other night and seeing our stadium packed with that dream we had, so that stadium, the memories of just getting into that, and that we accomplished that, the high school championships, and that's those two, just because that was a huge goal for our city and in our community. Thank you.
We'll go to Chris Brees, then back to Joe Goodman.
Yeah, Coach, with so many unknowns with what procedures you have coming up here, it would be unfair to ask you if you plan on coming back. But what's crossed your mind with the future?
I think right now, literally, as I said, to get well. My mind's right now is on this team and what can I do to help from the side. I'm just not going to say never. My mind's not on coaching again right now, but it's just on getting well and really on this team right now. That's really where it's at. Thank you.
Joe, then Chris.
Yeah, Bill, I was hoping you could go back to when they shut down the program. I mean, how many people just thought you were insane?
I think everybody. I got that. That's funny you said, Joe. I mean, I got that so much of, what are you doing? Why are you staying? You're turning down jobs. and I told you this, and I mean, I promise you this, and I would tell this to everybody here. It's amazing to me, the people that stop me daily and just say, thank you. And I think it's just Birmingham, that we believed and we believed in each other and we showed what we could do. But that's kind of what happened in 14 was I saw this heart. And when I saw our folks fight, it inspired me. And then it was like, all right, we got a call. We're fighting for more than ourselves. This is more than football. This is more than a program. This is a city. This is a community. This is, all the stuff we've talked about so many times. But yeah, I got plenty of that. That I'm crazy. And of course, I really probably thought I was crazy as I started thinking, all right, we're really going to try and bring a program back in less than 2 years, and then play real football with FBS teams and. So yeah, I got that a lot.
Hey, you're such a student of the game. You're so particular when it comes to everything you do as a coach. What did being named the National Coach of the Year, mean to you, just coming from where you started?
Meant a lot. Yeah, my favorite memories growing up are with my dad, and he just that the game was more than football. It was the people, and that's why I'm such a big fan of coaches. And I think there's coaches out. A lot of coaches get a bad rap, and there's some maybe that probably don't have their heart where it should be, but the ones that I know and the ones that got into it for the right reason, that's what that personified. And what a inspiration Eddie Robinson is and was. And I don't know, I guess it was kind of the pinnacle of coaching. And I'm such a fan of coaches and football and what it stands for, any athletics. But what an honor for me and for us. That's, I always say about Coach of the Year stuff, it's a team honor, it's a coaching staff honor, but it was a big deal.
What do you think about the future of college football right now?
Yeah, I'm worried. I am. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. And I think if you walked in our building, it's so funny because, I talk to our guys all the time about, when somebody comes in, we speak, we talk to them. And I get that because, we have so many unofficial visitors come in and, you got all these kids that are constantly coming to see you in camps, and they're like, Coach, everybody in your building speaks. They talk to each other. We care about each other. And, all these guys from all these different socioeconomic backgrounds and ways of life, and they really they come together. And I think that's something we talk, and that's what it's supposed to be about. I am afraid that it's turning into so many other things. But I still believe in the game. I still believe in college athletics, but I am concerned. I really am.
We'll go to Chris Vanini, then Dennis Dodd.
Bill, you mentioned in your statement that you'd like the staff to remain intact for 2022. Obviously, you've had a lot of continuity with that group. For the full-time coach moving forward, is it something you'd still like it to kind of stay with the way things are and the staff you have and the guys that have been with you for a while?
Oh, 100%. And I would be upset if we didn't do that. I'm just being honest. It is late. These guys are ready to go. They're ready to work. And I sprung this on them this morning. Probably the only guy I gave a heads up to was Bryant Benson. Now, they all knew my back was bad. They know when they don't see me running up down the field, something's up. And it's been that way for a while. But they're ready to go. They're set to go. I'm gonna be nearby to, if there's a way to assist. They got my phone. I'm close. That's what I expect to happen, and it should. And I know that's what our players will expect, and our community and our fans will expect. And then let's get through the season and let's see what happens. But it's late June, and that's what should happen.
We'll go to Dennis Dodd.
Hey, Bill, this isn't very professional, but Godspeed, man. I feel for you.
Thank you, brother.
And thanks for all the help through the years. You've been great.
Thank you.
Just following up on that question, specifically, what are your concerns about college football these days? And could a UAB happen these days with talk of, FBS breaking away and doing its own thing?
Yeah. I think just it's just become so monetary. And we know it always has been monetary. And I think you, me, everybody on this call is for the players. And that's why I got in it, was the relationship between my dad and the players and the staff. And that's what I've always wanted. And we want what's best for them, really. And that's why I tell them, I said, I'm working for your guy down the road, your husband, your father, but we want to take care of them now. I'm afraid it's gotten so much about money that it's really creating such a huge separation. I think this is what we all know. We don't even hardly have an NIL deal going here, and that's maybe my fault. We've had to raise so much money here just to have a program. Right. I do think that's something that will happen here. We'll get better, but how do you compete? How does a UAB compete? How do the rest of us compete when it's just gotten so obscene? Yet, once again, we want to take care of the players and we want what's best for them. I think guardrails is the word that I've heard that I like. Just get us some guardrails, but it's just been such a great thing. I still remember just, we all do. You wake up on a Sunday morning even and get, they'd have just a few games on TV that you were just hoping to get to see on. I think Chris Schenkel would get on there and just, I can remember that. And just the awe you felt about the players and the coaches. And I don't know, as you lose that, it's worrisome. So hopefully that's some things we can get our hands on and correct. And because we still got great kids, we got great coaches, we got a great game. We just got to protect it.
I'm gonna nominate you for college football commissioner.
Yeah.
Good luck, man.
Thank you, my friend.
We'll go to Evan Dudley, and then if there's any more, raise your hand. If not, we'll end it with Evan.
All right, Bill, just knowing you these last few years covering this program, obviously, as a coach, you got in the right reasons, as you mentioned a few seconds ago, son of a coach, you care about these players, Birmingham has become your home. But also within that, there's always a little bit of ego in, head coaching on an FBS level. You got to have that to succeed. So within that thread, which would you prefer first, the statue or perhaps your name on the stadium?
Yeah, I'll leave that to somebody else. I just, I think if we're talking legacy, it's that, I love the players and the coaches and UAB and the city, and we did something special, and that's what I want. So I appreciate that, but I'll leave that to somebody else. Just support our guys and support our team, and I appreciate you guys. And we've had such a good relationship, y'all. We've been covered so well. Ted here done such a great job of getting our story out. There's so many heroes in our world, and you guys do such a great job of promoting players in our sport and telling good stories and making it where, and that's what makes kids want to play. I still remember reading the Anniston Star every day, and we had such a great sports page, and that's what made me want to play. It made me want to coach. So appreciate you guys for what you do for our sport and covering us and what you've done for UAB and me personally. Thank you.
All right. If there's not anything else, we'll end it on that.